Hey guys, TheRick here, bringing you another one-on-one with TheRick. Today we have a very special guest. We have Sean from Pecktec. Now Sean, I want to thank you for being here and being part of this interview.
Hello Rick, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be part of your new series.
Now my first question I ask pretty much everybody. How long have you been in this hobby and what do you love most about it?
About 10 years ago, my wife got me a 6-gallon Marineland Eclipse tank for Valentine's Day. I spent a lot of time reading, because I wanted to figure out how to best take care of the fish and that sort of thing. And that's where I discovered a lot of my core ideals about how fish are meant to be kept and how biology works and all that sort of thing. Later on, I got really into the plants, and I worked from home for about a year. And during that time, I had a lot of time at home to kind of observe the fish, and my aquariums grew and grew and grew until finally it just became a full-on obsession. I love creating a miniature ecosystem where everything's balanced, and plants are a huge part of that. I love making my own gardens.
So the first thing I notice about your videos is it's very well done and edited. What camera and editing system do you use?
Well, equipment-wise, I started out actually with the iPhone 4S and a little program on the iPhone called Splice that'll let you pretty much make a video anywhere you go. And used a little bit of iMovie, I think, for one video, and decided I didn't like that very much. Later on, editing-wise, I moved into Sony Vegas. Sony Vegas is a really easy to learn video editing software. It doesn't require a tremendous amount of computer power, although I did have to beef up my system just to keep up with the production. I actually shoot quite a lot of videos. So now I've moved into Final Cut Pro, and it's going fairly well. It's kind of like learning to ride a bike all over again, but it's been fun, and it's a great new way to kind of expand my knowledge in the secondary version of this hobby, which is actually making videos. I also, early on, I used only the Sony Handycam, and let's see, the model number of this is the HDR CX350V. Shoots great quality video, even has GPS if you want to log your location and that sort of thing. And it'll fit in your pocket. You can put a huge battery on it if you want. It's got a 30 gigabyte hard drive, which will last for quite a long time. But the only problem I had with this little thing is the sound. I shoot a lot of interviews also, and the sound sort of picks up the ambient sound all the way around, and I needed something more directional. So I picked up another camera, which was the HXR NX5U. It's an NX cam by Sony also, and it comes with a shotgun microphone. Now, a shotgun microphone is a longer microphone that picks up the sound directly in front of you, and it just really makes it more clean and more crisp. Aside from that, it's a slightly bigger hard drive, a 90 gigabytes, so I can shoot for an entire day if I want to. And the other nice things is it's dust and rain proof, so in theory you could carry it out, take the microphone off and you could carry it out in a rainstorm and shoot if you wanted to, so that's kind of neat. And I ended up picking up that camera just to do a little bit more advanced camera work. I continue to try to upgrade things like lights and that sort of thing. I have an LED fixture that goes on top of the camera. I have some studio lights, or basically huge compact fluorescent lights, and those are kind of fun. And I've invested quite a bit just in filming the aquariums. Now that I've got a lot of this equipment, I'm hoping to put the money back into actual tanks to shoot.
You seem to have a lot of tanks in your house. How many tanks are you running right now, and is there any plans for more in the future?
Right now I have about 12 tanks going, and just about every one of them have plants, and they're all different sizes. This is, well, I have this, and upstairs I have a 56 gallon, so the 55 and the 56 are the two largest, and all the rest are 30 gallons or lower. One of my aquariums is actually one that I'm babysitting for my sister right now while their house gets finished up. And as soon as she takes this, then I'm going to set up a 27-gallon cube that I did a little video about last summer. And it's going to be my first high-tech planted tank. I'm going to try a lot of more advanced things that I haven't tried before, and I'm excited about that. The other aquarium that I have going is a steampunk aquarium, which is going to be sort of a venture into aquaponics, but my twist on this is going to be a very attractive, very decorative aquaponics system, and not so much the industrial, plastic bins and stuff that you see. I'm going to try to build something very, very attractive for the home, and give it kind of that steampunk flavor that I enjoy.
Now, your channel isn't 100% about fish keeping. What can a new subscriber expect to see from your channel besides fish?
Yes, aside from the fish videos, which are infinitely more popular, I like to go to conventions and I do interviews with bands and artists and writers and different personalities, especially in and around the steampunk community that I've become a part of. And I've gradually started moving a lot of the smaller interviews and that sort of thing over to another page on the Steampunk Chronicle. I want to kind of bring my page and make it more fish specific. The thing is, when you go to a convention and you shoot, I'll spend 8 or 9 hours a day shooting, so you end up with a lot of videos. But so not to overwhelm my page with all the steampunk stuff and kind of lose focus from the fish and the other stuff that I really love to talk about, I'm going to gradually start moving those. I'm going to keep my favorites for my page, so you'll see a big mix of things in my channel still, but I'm really trying to bring the focus back around to fish and keeping aquariums and different aquarium techniques and that sort of thing.
Now, this hobby can be frustrating at times. Can you tell me a good and bad experience you had in this hobby?
There are some things in this hobby that can be frustrating, that's for certain. Good water change habits, changing your water the way you're supposed to, will greatly minimize a lot of the mistakes you're going to make. So I haven't had anything that's been terribly frustrating. Probably the most frustrating thing is I always want more. I want that other weird fish that I saw. I want that plant I can't grow unless I have CO2 and high output lights and LEDs and all this stuff. I mean, you can literally spend as much as you want to in the hobby. I want a bigger tank. I want to take this 55, make it 110, and just take up the whole wall. But you gotta kind of manage your expectations that way. I mean, there's only so many aquariums I can fit in this little house, and it's just, I don't know. That's the most frustrating thing for me, is I just want more constantly. A very positive thing, though, about this hobby is that, boy, it teaches you patience. I mean, you really have to have a great deal of patience, and I've always considered myself a patient person, but it shows you the benefit of that. I mean, it's not something that, it's not an instant gratitude thing, and if you can get something that fulfills you without it happening instantly, if you go back and, wow, I haven't really looked at this little plant in a week, and look at all the stuff it's done, it's grown, and all I had to do was ignore it for a little while, and it became this beautiful thing. Or you notice that your fish that you bought at the fish store and it was tiny is now enormous. That's a good thing. So patience is what I've learned the most about, and what I would say is the biggest benefit of the hobby.
Now, what is one piece of advice you would give someone just starting out in this hobby?
My biggest advice for a new fish keeper is just to keep going to these videos. I mean, myself, I make videos for a lot of beginners. I know a lot of the rest of us do too. And it's just because I think we all had we remember what it was like to get started and have a lot of questions about a lot of different things. I receive questions all day long, every day, about this thing and that thing in the aquarium, and I try to answer as many as I can. But the go to the internet, do your research, Everybody's got their own kind of water parameters. You know, the water's different everywhere you go. Different tank mates can cause different kinds of problems, but there's nothing new under the sun. There's someone that's already made the mistakes that you're about to make or you're thinking about making. So go to the internet, search for what you're looking for, and I guarantee you're going to find some advice from someone. Now, it is the internet. It's a big wide place with a lot of different opinions. So I just try to take, you know, like 3 or 4 opinions about the same thing, see which ones seem the most likely to be true, and I go with that.
Now, how involved is your family with this hobby? Do they love fish tanks as much as you do?
Well, I have a wife and daughter, and they really enjoy seeing these aquariums. And they don't have to maintain them or do anything with them. Occasionally I'll have them feed them the fish for me if I'm out of town or something like that. But they pretty much just enjoy it just because it's already there. I'm not sure if they would ever have started an aquarium without me, so I can't say. As far as the videos go, my daughter actually shot many of my early videos, and you can hear her making comments and doing things and kind of like moving the camera all over the place. So she's actually just started shooting her own videos, and she's got her own little 2-gallon fluval spec that she's taking care of. So we kind of tried the aquarium thing when she was younger, and it was like pretty much just me taking care of it. This is going to be an experiment to see if she's old enough to kind of do her own and how well she does taking care of it. So I guess time will tell on that one.
My last question to you is, what is the best thing about making these fish videos?
The best thing about making these videos for me is having a subject matter that's really interesting to talk about, that just people want to see these. I mean, there's so many questions about so many different aspects of the hobby. It's a very complicated hobby in many ways with a lot of different variables. So the more pieces of opinion that you gather up, the smarter you are overall. And I love hearing from people in Russia and Venezuela and Paraguay, as well as all of my people around here in the United States. I love hearing from all these people and finding out what their questions are, what they're interested in, and providing answers.
Alright, Sean, big thanks for taking the time to do this video with me.
Thanks, Rick. I've been a big fan of yours for years. I think this is a great idea for a show. I love learning more about my fellow YouTube fish keepers, and wish you the best of luck. Thanks.
Alright guys, there's been another one-on-one with the Rick. Now if you guys have a suggestion for another one-on-one, please leave it in the comments below. And as always guys, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.